Hello guys, in today's video, I don't know if you are hearing that, but it is raining. And what does that mean? It means that the perfect day to study calculus. So guys, as I said in the last video, I was going to study calculus for the whole weekend and Friday, but yesterday was Friday and I didn't study calculus. But it was for a good reason. My girlfriend and his sister come here, so we had a good time, and I didn't regret about um, spending time with them. It was great. I really need to spend some time doing nothing, just watching some movies, giving some laughs. So it was good for me. But now we have to study calculus. And here we are. First, I just end a previous activity that I have that was about extremes of functions. And how do we solve that? We solve that firstly by derivating the function. It is a function with two variables. What does that mean? It means that it is z equals f in function of x and y. Now I forgot how to say y in English. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I am doing that. First, I'm going to take the paper to show for all of you. Just wait a little bit. I don't know if you are going to be able to see that, but first we make the derivative. So I know I don't think that you are going to be able to see that. But first we make a partial derivative in relation of x and after in relation of y. Now I have to research how to say that in English. After that, we we equal that to zero. Why do we do that? We do that to discover the what are the critical points. And why do we do that? We do that because we have to discover the derivative where the derivative it is zero. There is kind of a demonstration for that. We learned that in calculus 1 that when the derivative is zero, it means that there is a point, a critical point, like there is a tangent. And there is, I'm going to try to explain. Like there is a function like that, you know, like that. It is a paraboid, uh, paraboid. It is something paraboloid, something like that. But here it is a parabola. And in calculus 1, we know that that point here, it is a maximal point, you know. I mean, yeah, it is a maximal point because it is a parabola turned to that side, you know. Like here it is x and here it is y. Try to imagine something like that. And we have that here in the maximum of that, the derivative of that it is zero. Why is that happen? Because here it is a reta tangent. Here we call like that, I think in the whole calculus. But here we have a kind of that you all understand that reta, and we know that the derivative here it is zero. Why it is zero? It is because the angular coefficient of that it is the derivatives of the tangent reta, we know that it is zero. So because of that, we equal the derivative to zero. Anyway, let's keep going. And after doing like equaling both of the derivatives to zero, we end in a system. So we solve the system and we discover the critical points. After that, we have the critical points, but Like we here I got a critical point 0, 0. I don't know what it is that critical point. It is a maximal point, it is a minimal point. I don't know. So how I discover if it is a minimal point or if it is a maximal point? Like if it is here, it is the maximum of the function or it is the minimal, you know? We do the second derivative. And I'm going to be honest with all of you guys. I don't remember why we do the second derivatives, but there is a correlation um, that I don't remember. So I am sorry. But we do the second derivative, we derive again, and we arrive in a function and we exchange the x and the y of that function to the critical point. So we discover that if it is less than 0, so it is a, a negative number, we know that this it is a saddle point. I don't know how to say that, but it is a point that isn't the maximal and don't even is the minimal. If we discover that this number it is bigger than 0, so it is the number is bigger than 0, so we know that it is a maximal point or a minimal point. But for discover if it is a maximal point or a minimal point, we look to the second derivative in relation of x. And if that derivative it is let me see here. No, I'm not with I am here I am with the paper, but I don't know where I left it. I left there. But if that derivative it is bigger than 0, so we know that this it is I guess a minimum point. I'm going to take a look here, guys. Yeah, I was right, guys. If it is bigger than 0, so it is a minimal point. If it is less than 0 or a negative number, it is a maximal point. So by that way, we discover if it is a maximum point or a minimal point. And that's it, guys. I don't know. I am bad at explaining, and my vocabulary it is really poor. I have to improve in the mainly in those things because I wasn't able to give the right explanation without using Portuguese terms. But that's it. What we are studying, and now it happens something really funny because on limits you have to prove something like you have to show like of two variables and it is hard to prove, you know. You just can prove that the limit doesn't exist by using algebraic terms that we use ways, literally ways, that it is we equal x or they or I'm going to research how to say y. Now I know how to say y in English. It is y. We equal y to x or to 0. So we try to make some manipulations to discover if all the ways are equal. So that doesn't mean that the limit exists. It just means that the limits are equal in certain points. For you prove that the limits exist, you have to use the formal definition of limits. That it is really strange, and it is what I'm going to do right now. And we have other contents that I have to improve, so I am just going to do that exercise to limits, and after that I am just going to do the exercise that I am bad. So that's the plan, guys. I'm sorry if the explanation was bad. I really think that I wouldn't be a good teacher, and I have to improve my vocab to make better explanations. And I didn't research anything before the video, so that's it, guys. I just wanted to connect calculus to English, and keep the video and my habit about to make one English video of 10 minutes. We just arrived in 10 minutes. So that's it. See you guys. Bye bye.